Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our preview for This Is Us Season 6, Episode 13, the day of the wedding. It is here. Let us all celebrate. Let us all theorize because we are doing a lot of that.
They gave away quite a bit in this promo. I was kind of surprised when I watched it.
I hope everyone is ready to just take in the massive L that I am taking from this past review, where I went all in on this idea that 100% sure that Kevin and Madison, that this is gonna be it, that this is gonna show us that they are together and happy, and this is where we're going.
Okay, I just want to give a bit of a reminder to everyone out there, or I guess to tell people who don't know this. We get screeners early for This Is Us. So we end up watching the episode days before it actually airs. And we record our reviews days before it actually airs. And so because of that, we do not see the preview. And one of the reasons that we do it this way is we want it to be authentic for when you guys are watching our reaction to the episode, that we are only reacting to the episode. Because as you guys know, we do two videos every week. We do one that is just going to be about the review of the episode, and then the preview is going to be separate. So we don't watch the preview until later. We saw on our review that we were getting a million comments of the same thing being hey, what about the promo? We didn't watch the promo, and we never will when we're watching the review. We like to keep it separate for you guys. So, it's authentic. It's just the episode.
Well, this is our authentic take on this preview because
there's a lot.
There is a lot. And hit that subscribe button now because we will be here next week to talk about this specific episode. Thank you guys so much for your support here as we are at this closing in on this 60,000 subscriber milestone, which is so just incredibly mind-blowing.
It's amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. And follow us over on Instagram, Matt and Jess TV. If we're going to be having a big celebration, if we make it to that 60,000, we're going to have some photos up there.
Okay, here, let's just start with the funniest bit of irony in all of this, that technically this episode is supposed to be a celebration of Kate and Phillip's love, and yet I already know we are going to spend the majority of this talking about Kevin's love life.
Absolutely. They're already talking about it in this promo where, so the first scene where we see everybody at the wedding and the bride's coming down the aisle and everybody turns to look.
Yeah.
Kevin is sitting there with Cassidy. She is beside him. She is wearing a blue dress in that scene. We later see a scene where we see the back of Cassidy in the blue dress sitting beside Kevin. And Kevin looks behind his shoulder at a blonde in a green dress. So we know that that's not Madison.
Yeah.
She's part of the wedding party. So she's going to be up there with Kate. And she's also wearing a floral dress or something.
Yeah.
But we're all assuming that that's Sophie. Sophie's probably going to be at the wedding because she was at the engagement party with her husband.
They are really setting this up to be just such an incredible minefield of various things for Kevin. Here you have in the same room a number of different women who have defined...
3.
Yeah, 3.
And who knows if Zoe's there? Probably not. I looked for her. I didn't see her.
Yeah, I didn't see her either. But this is still a lot of people who have played really significant roles in his life. And it's all sort of setting up to be what is this sort of hyped mystery of, who is Kevin with at the wedding? You've got Madison in there. Why is Madison taking photos of this woman's clothing?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing with the clothing.
Yeah.
The clothing is not the green dress. So if it's Sophie, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not Cassidy's blue dress either. They're different shades of blue. It actually looks like it's a slip or something, like a lighter blue slip. That's the thing, is if he's gone to the wedding with Cassidy, then why is Madison questioning who is with Kevin? Because it may not be Cassidy.
Yeah.
But the likely thought would be Kevin came with a woman. It's probably her. It was just a little bit strange.
Oh, well, all of this sort of, is I try to be my best Sherlock Holmes here. I don't know how well this is going to work, but okay. Kevin clearly did not publicize that he was going to the wedding with any one particular person because, like you mentioned, Madison would have already known that. And there must not have been anything that was explicitly clear before this moment that, okay, Kevin is with X person or Y person. But I think we can also probably assume that unless, Kevin like sent this woman away for whatever weird reason it would be right before the wedding, that this is somebody who is at the wedding.
Okay, so there's a theory going around that it's Madison, and I just want to put a squash on that. That's not it. So we also saw this like wedding photo being taken, and she's standing beside Elijah with, it looks like, the twins. If she had her baby, we don't know where that baby is. Probably not in the photo, but it's just, she's there with her husband, so she would have to like leave her husband in the middle of the night to go and sleep with Kevin, and then left her clothes there, which would be wildly ridiculous if she's sneaking around on her husband to then be like, let me just leave my clothes here, because that's not going to be a problem. And he's also not going to notice I'm missing in the middle of the night. Like, it's not her.
No, it's way too out of character, and I wanted to believe this was Madison for a long time. I mean, we've talked about the floral gown, we've talked about these other possible sort of links to Madison, but it would just be so out of character for her to do something like that while, Elijah is there. So I think we can rule this out for now. With that being said, I'm not sold on the idea that whoever Kevin is with the night of this wedding ends up being, his future wife or partner or whatever else. There's no confirmation that that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched after everything happened, in between the end of his relationship with Madison and at the engagement party, he was still just, seeing a whole bunch of women, just dating. I'm not going to say, I've seen people say he's falling back into his old ways, and it doesn't really feel like that. It feels more like, from what he was saying, where he's like, hey, this could be the one. It feels like he's legitimately trying to find the one. Like, I don't think he's just trying to womanize it. I don't know. So, I mean, it's possible that he just met somebody there. Now, the other theory is that it's Sophie, that he has hooked back up with Sophie. The only way that I'll be okay with this is if Sophie, in between the engagement party and the wedding, is not with her husband anymore. Because if they do an assassination on her character like that she would cheat on her husband at this wedding, I am going to be really upset with the writers.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that. I just don't think they would do that either. I think that this show wants to be happy and optimistic despite all the times it makes us cry. I think they still want a lot of that. And here is my case for Cassidy at the moment. Now, don't worry, every Kevin and Madison fan, I still have a lot of love in my heart for them. I still like to see it happen, but let's say that this is Cassidy. Maybe it's a situation where, Cassidy already would presumably have a reason to be there. She and Kevin are close friends. I mean, she's clearly involved in the business operation that Kevin has been working on. This is years after the fact in the future. They're probably closer than ever, but maybe they hadn't really gone in a romantic direction, and there's just something around this weekend of the wedding that causes that. Or maybe they've just sort of been together in secret for a short period of time, and they haven't really gotten to the place where they're ready to tell people about it. Maybe it's because they will be bombarded with a lot of questions. Maybe Kevin doesn't want to make a big deal about it all around Kate's wedding.
Or maybe they're still just very, very good friends. Because like you said, it's been a couple years now. Yeah. Their friendship continues to grow. They're all working together. She also knows Nikki. And maybe he just didn't want to bring someone, the all-state girl kind of thing again, where he's like, you know what? This is my sister's wedding. I'm going to bring somebody who means something to me. I'm going to bring Cassidy, where it may not be that they're together, but, he cares deeply for her. Yes. The friendship runs deep. That's a good choice.
I may be setting myself up to fail here, but I just hope in this episode we can actually get a sense of the where it's really going, because I don't need to see another full episode of Kevin cycling through, various one night stands or love interests or anything else. Not when there's only this many episodes to go until the end.
Okay, now we're gonna get to the really heartbreaking stuff here, where I had a theory a very, very long time ago that I kind of abandoned, but now I'm kind of circling it a little bit. And there's other people that circle this theory as well. It's not only mine, but I thought that maybe in the future, 10 years in the future, at Rebecca's deathbed, that Kevin was possibly wearing a wedding ring, or at that time, Nikki may have been wearing the wedding ring, but we already know why he's not. Because she thinks that they are Jack. Because this does come up when you're dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia. It happened with my grandma. It doesn't happen with everybody. But my grandfather passed away, and my grandmother continuously asked, where is Compton? Where is Compton? Is Compton coming home soon? I need to see my husband. So we had that happen here at the wedding too, where she was like, oh, I can't wait for Jack to show up. I'm really looking forward to Jack showing up. Where is Jack? And her being told, Mom, we've been over this. He's not coming. And she's like, well, why would you say that, sort of thing? And it is a very difficult part of the relationship with Alzheimer's, where, do you continuously tell somebody that their loved one has passed away? Or do you just tell them that they will be back soon? Or if they think someone is that person, do you just do them the kindness and allow them to think that? And part of the reason I'm starting to circle back to this theory again, that maybe Rebecca thinks that Kevin is Jack, is because we had this wedding photo that they were all taking, and Rebecca was not standing next to Miguel. And in fact, she was standing next to Kevin and holding his hands. So I was kind of like, okay, that's a little bit odd. And then later we saw Miguel getting really upset. And I understand why it's breaking his heart, that everything is changing. She's only really talking about Jack. And, he's been extremely like a rock for her with Jack. He has said many times where he's like, I know that I come in second to what's going on with Jack, but I'm just happy to have an opportunity to love her. But that has got to hurt.
It's taking a toll on him, and I think it would take a toll on anyone. And I think it's, Miguel could say years before this that, okay, I'm going to be here for her at every turn, and I still think that he is, but that doesn't make it easy. That doesn't make it where, he's not going to have these huge moments of frustration. I mean, here he is at a wedding with her, and she is talking about, Jack, someone else. He, in that wedding photo, he's basically by himself. I think this is a very, very difficult situation for him, and I hope that he's able to have some proper support and have a little bit of peace, that other people are doing something for him, because that's something that we've never really seen that much of on this show, which is where is Miguel getting the love, and where is Miguel getting the support? Because Rebecca, unfortunately, is not in a position where she can really give it anymore.
No, and we saw him having this conversation with Randall, and Randall is a wonderful person to give him support. I mean, Randall has been very supportive since sort of the beginning of all of this, where it was kind of first kicking off and, all of that. So I think that is a good person for Miguel to sort of just let out what's happening, and Randall can be a rock for him and, continue to bring them closer together. And maybe that will be the way that Randall will be able to help his mom, because he's not the power of attorney. He can't make decisions for her health, but he can help her support.
I can't wait until someone comes up to Randall in this episode and they're like, Senator? And then he shakes that. I think we're going to get some sort of update on what's going on with Randall in this episode. I think so
as well. I think we gotta be ready for some really good moments, like wonderful moments, some surprising moments with who's got, in Kevin's room, and some very hard stuff that we all got to put our hard hats on for with Rebecca.
Well, we will be here, of course, to talk all of this through. We will all feel all our feelings together. So hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on that review. And follow us on Instagram, Matt and Jess TV. We will see you here next time.